Hey, welcome back to the Cash Flow Podcast, where we're continuing to keep it simple. And the question we have that we're going to answer this week is one every founder asks, which is, what's the one thing that could sink me this year? What's the one thing that could tank my business? And the truth of the matter is, it's not the economy. It's not the environment that you're in. It's not the industry. It's not a pandemic. It's you, and it's your blind spots. And I'm here to tell you your blind spots come with a tax. And I know this because my blind spots come with a tax, but I'm also going to tell you how to avoid the blind spot tax. So what's an example of this? A great example of this is I have a client who, before I met him, had a gym in a location that was okay. It wasn't the best location, but the gym was thriving. He was making good regular profit and cash flow every single month. And down the street, a few blocks, was another gym a building that came up for sale that would have been perfect for a shinier gym, basically. Think about, better location, more visibility, room for equipment. People would see it from the street, all of those things. And he said, I'm going to go do that because I know I can borrow money because I'm making enough money. And I know I can get that gym, and cool, I'm going to go do that. And then all of a sudden it hit right before I got the call that, oh crap, I have a $30,000 lease to pay each month now. And I don't know what to do about that. I borrowed some for it, and I've got to pay my landlord, and now I'm in deep trouble because I don't have anything to cover that cash. The one element he left out of the picture, his blind spot, was time. Okay, it didn't occur to him that it's going to take a little time before a gym like that gets up and running. So I really want to have a little more cash put away before I do that thing. It's kind of like, think about buying a sports car on credit and you don't even have a driveway for it yet. Okay, it's sort of that approach. So how can you avoid this? There are, as I see it, there are kind of three blind spot taxes that jump up for people most often. One is the commitment tax. And that's the one I just explained to you. So he signed a 5-year lease. So he was stuck with that monthly loan payment for 5 years. And we had to do a lot of fancy work to kind of dig him out of that situation. And it set back his business probably more than even the 5 years of the length of that loan. So because he had a blind spot, he had to pay a tax. And that tax really was losing a good 3 to 5 years of really, really good profitability. And of course, then that feeds to his personal dreams and hopes to put money away for his family and invest in other things. So that has a tax that's got a lot of repercussions, right? It doesn't just stop with, oh, I made a little bit of a mistake. So that's one example of a decision where you can have a blind spot. What is another blind spot? And this one I call the overhead tax. So it's easy to see and know, hey, I'm going to scale this business. I'm really tired. I need more people. So I'm going to go borrow some money so I can hire a bunch of people, take this time off my plate. Yep, that's a great idea. I know it. Boom, and off we go. The thing we forget is that there is a runway to get people on board, to even find the right people, get them on board. There's a runway to get them trained and doing whatever it is we need done. And as we all know, a lot of times our work will grow into the capacity that we've built. So a lot of time we don't get the advantage that we thought we were going to get. So what's missing with this overhead tax decision? What was missing when another client that I worked with said, I'm going to hire these 6 people because I know these sales are coming and I need them in the shop to work on my equipment. And then the sales didn't come. That's what we call an overhead tax, because now he's got 6 people he's got to pay for. They're in there, they're salaried, and he's got to make the payment. And yet there's no more money coming into the business. So again, we weaved him out of that. But the issue is he didn't stop to look at his blind spot, which was, I really want this. I want things off my plate. I want to grow the business. All that's going to happen. The blind spot was, again, around how long is it going to take to ramp that up, and is it really going to work? Okay, so that's the second one. So we got the commitment tax, which is you get locked into something for way too long. There's the overhead tax, where you're just not going to get a return on the money you've spent in your business. And then there's the actual tax, like the surprise tax. I've talked about this before, but taxes, that's the biggest expense in your business once you start to make money. It's like, great, I'm making money. Oh, crap, I got to pay taxes. So those two come together, and a lot of times that first year that a business makes money, Come next April, they're like, oh shit, my accountant didn't tell me I was going to have a tax bill this year. Well, guess what? Your accountant wasn't looking at your bank account all year. You were. So that's another thing. A blind spot can be, hey, I'm profitable. And the IRS is just kept out of your line of sight, or the CRA if you're in Canada. And this happens over and over and over again. And these are the three most common blind spot taxes. So what can you do to make sure you don't walk down this road and make the decision that's going to tank your business? And what I tend to do, or what I challenge you to do actually this week, what I challenge you to do is write down the top 3 decisions you have to make in your business this week. As business owners, we're making decisions one after another after another. What are your top 3 this week? For each one, literally write it down and write next to it, what could I be missing? And not just what could I be missing, but who should I talk to who could fill in the blanks and make sure that I don't have a blind spot? Okay, I really challenge you to do that. And you may want to do it monthly, you may want to do it quarterly, but it's really important to do, and it's really important to have someone on your team who can help shine a light on those blind spots. I will tell you that in the Keep It Simple squad, which we have information for somewhere down below this or on your podcast notes, is where we absolutely shine lights on those blind spots for people. It is a great entry point so that you can understand what you might be missing in your major decisions. Who can help you see it? The Keep It Simple squad can help you see it. So click down there and let us help you. But even if you don't do that, still do the exercise, please, of just saying, hey, what are the key decisions I'm making and what might my blind spots be? We want to make sure that none of us run into that brick wall that is one of the 3 blind spot taxes. You have a great week, and we'll see you again on Cash Flow.